Forgive the walking video, guys, but I've run out of time today and I won't be able to do a live stream today. But I wanted to ask the question I've been getting the most today, which is this. If you are renegotiating on a property purchase, how do you decide what the right price is? And this opens up a can of worms about the whole subject of how to value a property, which is more like valuing a classic car than it is valuing a commodity. It's a unique, every single property and its story, the story of the seller, the story of the buyer is unique, and therefore there's a unique price for each one. But here's my advice on how to price when you're renegotiating. If you want to renegotiate, it's probably because you're feeling like your gut feel tells you that the price you've agreed is now too high given recent events. So the question I'm getting is, how do we decide what offer to make instead? And the answer is this: it's not about what the property is worth to anyone else, it's about what it's worth to you. And it's the price that you feel comfortable paying for that property in that location given your circumstances. Only you can decide that. But the way to work out what that price is to ask yourself, what is the maximum we feel happy paying for that property? What is the price that if it was accepted, we'd feel, yeah, okay, we've paid a fair price, we're comfortable we haven't overpaid, and we're comfortable that it's within our financial grasp. That's how to reprice your property. It's as simple as that. It doesn't matter what you think the property might be worth or what anyone else thinks the property might be worth. It's only what it's worth to you that matters. And the price you've got to arrive at is a price that makes you feel at that price we're comfortable to proceed. And you shouldn't ever pay more than that price. And a lot of people have got transactions going through now that were agreed perhaps back in June or July, maybe even earlier, and they're thinking, I'm no longer comfortable given current events. And that's not unreasonable. So sit down with yourself, pick a few figures, see what they feel. And the way to figure out whether or not it's too high or too low is, if you did pick a figure and you imagine having that accepted, and imagine, okay, that's the price we're now paying. Do I feel better about that price? Do I feel comfortable with that price? Then yes. And you've also got to test yourself the other way. Is it too low? By saying, if they reject it, would I wish I'd paid more? And if the answer is yes, then you know that that number should be slightly higher. But make sure you have that conversation with yourself and work out what that figure is to you, and that you're sure it's not too high and you're sure it's not too low and it's just the right figure for you, and then that is the figure. You then need to call up, first of all, double check, as I've always said, that you're prepared to risk losing the deal because the seller may well pull out at the first sign of renegotiation, just decide not to move, number one. And number two, check with your mortgage broker what happens if you do agree a lower valuation, because the material difference might mean your mortgage offer gets pulled. So make sure you check those two things first. But if you've dealt with those two things and you definitely want to renegotiate, you've got to pick a price that's definitely the maximum you're happy paying for that, okay? If it gets rejected and after think to yourself, hang on, we would have paid £5 more for that, wouldn't we? Then you should have set the price £5 higher to begin with. Because if you're really confident about your number when you go to the agent to renegotiate, they will sense that you're confident. They'll sense that you're not just trying to have a haggle and a barter, but that's your new price. And you should say, this is the price that if the seller accepts our new price, we're happy to proceed to exchange as fast as possible. If they're not prepared to accept it, we understand, totally understand, and we're happy to walk away if they don't accept it, okay? It might take you a few days to work out what that price is. It's not easy, but it's your price, not the property price. Does that make sense? It's the price you are happy paying for that property. It's not what is the property worth, because that's anyone's guess right now with the things going up and down as the way they are. I hope that quick and dirty explanation of how to reprice a property that you're buying is helpful. Forgive the quick and dirty video, but I hope it's better than nothing, and I'll see you soon. I've got loads and loads of videos to do, just struggling to find the time to do them. Thanks guys, have a good evening, bye.